Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Third Day Podcast after a couple of weeks off due to unforeseen circumstances and we had some losses in the family and in the church family as well. So still praying for those people that lost people they love. Hey, real quick, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notifications so that you don't never miss videos when the Refuge Christian Church or the Third Day Podcast posts. We want you to be a part of those. What takes you just a second is a really big deal for us. As always, I'm with my two partners in ministry. I have more partners in ministry than that, but my two main squeezes in ministry, Pastor Chad, our executive pastor, and Pastor Gordon. The reason we're all here, the reason that this whole thing started,
OG.
the whole reason that Pastor Chad and Pastor Brian are here because of gleam in his eye. Pastor Gordon, say hi.
He paid $25 for me. Oh, no, 50. Ouch.
Hold on. We should clarify that means he's adopted and that you didn't pay.
You paid $50.
That you weren't paying for
You
something
didn't have a
else.
gleam in your
This
eye.
has started poorly. We are off the rail. You guys ain't even said hi yet. Say hi.
I'm trying.
You told me I was $50 through the welfare department.
Goodness.
Good evening. We're glad to be here again tonight. It's been a while since we've been back, but we're glad we're here, and we're hoping you're glad that we're here, and we're hoping that you tune in with us. God bless you today.
Welcome.
You can't get him.
Welcome. Welcome to the Refuge
Goodness.
and the Third Day Podcast.
Was that it?
Yeah, God bless you.
Oh, hallelujah. Man, it's great. It's great to be back. I've missed being up here, and it's always sad when there's unfortunate events. We literally have one night that we can record, and if we don't get to record on Mondays, then we're pretty much out of luck. So we're back, and hopefully we'll be back for the next unforeseen amount of time before something else happens and keeps us out of here. But we're going to keep pumping out videos and talking about what's going on at TRCC and what's going on with the people and all of the outreaches and more than anything, the best subject that there is, and that's Jesus, right? If you've been with us, you know we've been in this series talking about gratitude. It's almost Thanksgiving. Can you guys believe it's almost Thanksgiving? I mean, the first thing that Dad said to me when he come up here was, "Hey, you're cooking the turkey, right?" You know you're close to Thanksgiving when that starts to be the topic of your conversations. But we've been talking about gratitude.
I'm still coming.
It's coming to the
Try. Yeah, I
to
mean,
the
you know, we
thing.
got to be with her family, but I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
coming over.
Yeah. I know I was giving you guys a hard time about that, but I was just playing. But yeah, you know, and I want to start the podcast off by with a statement, and I just kind of want to see where it goes with you guys and how we can kind of break this down. You can be thankful without feeling thankful. What do you guys think about that?
That was kind of part of the sermon yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be thankful without feeling thankful.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt like you weren't thankful? Like things weren't going your way? Life is rough.
But you're still thankful
Chips
to be
aren't
here.
falling. And to be honest, you don't feel thankful. You feel hurt. You feel lost. You feel confused. Did you know that while you feel all of those things, you can still choose to be grateful,
Amen.
to be thankful?
Mm-hmm.
We can choose. Now here's what I want people to understand, though. Just because you cry out to God about things in your life that aren't going well, ask Him for help, ask Him for things, ask Him for whatever. Just because you're asking Him doesn't mean you're not thankful. God expects us to ask Him for things. In fact, He expects us to rely on Him for everything. I think one of the biggest problems in our lives is that, and I'm talking about Christians and myself included, is we have a relationship with Jesus, but yet we never get where we really rely on God for everything.
He says not to worry about tomorrow.
I know.
Take no
But yet,
thought at all.
but yet, how much do we?
Yeah.
I worry about tomorrow. I mean, think about the things that we face
I
in
mean-
the world today, financially, our marriages, our kids.
I mean, I pray a hedge of protection every day over me and my family.
Yeah,
and
like, okay,
the church, and
yeah,
my my whole family, Brian, Dad, Mom.
Perfect example, man. Is this and by the way, this is I'm going to send this out to everybody listening, and anybody that sees this, and you all the guys in this room, especially because producer Rick's over there too. Hi, producer Rick.
Allah.
Little 14-year-old boy lost his life yesterday in a car wreck on the north side of Evansville,
Orchard Road.
Yeah, 14 years old, man. Went out with his buddies, and boys do what boys do, and I think there was some speed involved. But how many times have we been in those situations, right? Where we've done that and got, and by grace we're here. Yeah. This little boy's gone, and his family's devastated. I mean,
think about how fast we would go down Ficus.
Yeah, well, anything. Lincoln.
His mom and dad's life will never be the same.
No, you got to talk in that mic. Hey, listen to me. I will not tell you again. If you do it again, you're just, when you talk, it's just nobody's going to hear it.
I may take you outside.
You're doing it right now.
I was getting up. Now you maybe. I said that boy's mom and dad, their life is ruined.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, last month we had that little girl that was 11 crossing the road to get from the gas station to the Dollar General store.
Yeah.
Timed it out wrong, and the semi hit her in Newburgh.
Yeah, man. It's awful. I can't imagine. Getting that news or whatever. That family is certainly shattered.
Oh, I can't fathom that.
But here's the thing: is man, like, as hard as it is and as unfathomable as it is to think about it, like, God has a plan and everything. And we're talking about being thankful. And even in situations like that where it's unbearable pain or unbearable suffering, what we view, in this world, but yet we still need to be at a point where we understand that God's sovereign and that, even though we just see the pain, God sees the purpose in whatever happens. And I know that's a bummer to even think about, man. It's awful. It makes me want to just lay down and cry to think about that little boy, going out with his friends, never walking back through the door.
I know.
I can't imagine what that family's feeling. So we definitely pray for that family, and one of the things I pray is that they see God's purpose in whatever, in whatever way.
I remember when the car backed over Sam.
Yeah.
And I can remember how my gut just wrenched because I was so scared. I thought we're going to lose Sammy.
Yeah.
And it was just a terrible thing. I
But
can't imagine what.
That giant just jumped up.
Well, the call I got was petrifying.
Yeah.
No, the call you made was petrifying.
Because the call I got was petrifying.
Who called you?
Mom?
Because me and Laura were never panicked. We were like, okay, just because we were there.
Yeah, Mom called me in
knew.
a frenzy, and she goes, "Get to the ER as fast as you can." And I immediately called Jimmy because he was closer. I'm on the north side, and Jimmy could get there quicker.
But listen, you threw your additive in there because you said, "Jimmy, get to the hospital. Sam got hit by a car and it don't look good." You hadn't talked to nobody to know that it didn't.
No,
look
I
good.
said Mom said it ran over him and it looked bad.
She couldn't have said that.
She said something because she said it ran over him.
Well, it did run over him.
So that's bad.
Yeah, but he's running around jumping.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm in a car going as fast as I
Jimmy
can
literally
to get
come
to
in the hospital, and I was standing there eating a donut. And he was like, "Why does Ghost?" He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm eating a donut." I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, and he didn't even answer me. He just said, "Dude, I'm going to kill your brother." That's what he said.
When you hear a minivan runs over your 3-year-old, 4-year-old nephew, that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
I've heard the story.
Yeah.
It don't look good.
That's what he said.
Oh, Jimbo.
That's literally what
You
Jimmy.
know.
Listen, I'm telling you, I promise you, Dad. Jimmy walked in. I'm eating a donut, so he's.
I
probably
love
thinking,
how the stories
he's
are
probably
amplified.
thinking. You're the amplifier. Jimmy walks in. I'm eating a donut. We can ask Jimmy. You've heard this story.
I know.
Jimmy walks in, sees me eating a donut. He's probably thinking, "What is this idiot doing eating a donut when his son's back there dead or dying or hurt real bad?" He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, eating a donut. He's like, no, what, man, what? And I was like, why are you? I was like, how'd you even know? How'd you even get here? And then he was just like, dude, I'm gonna kill your brother. That's what he said.
I know when your mom told me we couldn't get to the car fast enough,
Yeah.
and
Mom literally
and I
called me
was-
crying.
I was driving fast, but it seemed like I was only going about 6 mile an hour.
Mom called me. In my defense, Mom called me hysterical. Like,
Oh, she
freaking
was
out,
shook.
dude.
Yeah, she was shook.
So
Well,
that put me on high alert.
Understandably, I'm just giving you a hard time. But regardless, thank God. See, God
He's
God
okay.
respected because the van did run all the way over Sam. There were tire tracks up both sides of his hips, which meant it went all the way over. And then they got him. They literally got him in the hospital, and they finally got him to sleep. And they were like, "Man, we had to give him so much to knock him out that he's going to be asleep for at least an hour or two." He was up in like 15 minutes. And then they were like, okay, he's not going to be able to walk because his pelvis was cracked. Remember? They were like, his pelvis is cracked from that. And so it's going to be real hard for him to walk. He probably won't want to. And they were like, here, buddy, we're going to put this pull-up on you so you can just pee in this pull-up. And he was like, I'm not peeing in no diaper. I'm a big boy. And he jumped up on the bed, was jumping, and then ran to the bathroom, peed by himself, come back in there. And the doctor was like, oh, no, he shouldn't be able to do that. Doctor was like, he either doesn't care, he either has a super high pain tolerance or he just don't care. That's what the doctor said.
Wow.
So I don't know what it was. It was just
He
just
gets,
built.
he gets all that toughness after his papa.
He's just built different, man.
He's a,
you know, yeah,
he's a massive man.
yeah. His dead skeleton weighed 300 pounds. You know,
I bet it.
yeah. He's just a huge man. He is a huge man. But back to Jesus.
Yes.
There's Jesus. And being thankful, man. You know, I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the times when, and I'm not gonna lie, there are times that I don't feel thankful. And to be honest, in my life right now, that's one of the things that you know, not every day, but there are days I don't feel it. But I'm still gonna pray it. I'm still gonna I'm still gonna let God know that I'm grateful for what I do have. And that's what I try. Honestly, that's what I've been trying to do is when my mind starts to focus on the things that I don't like or I don't have or I can't do, I start to intentionally think about everything I have, everything I've gotten, everything I can do, my family, my kids, my wife, everything that I'm thankful, everything that I love and I couldn't live without. I start thinking about those things. And to be honest, I can't tell you how fast it changes my thought, it literally kicks my brain over to where it should be. You know what I mean? And I say brain,
kickstart it.
really I say brain, but it's not brain. It's my spirit,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, the enemy always wants us in that state, you know, of doubt and upset, and you know, you preached a sermon years ago that always stuck with me. A statement you made in it, and I use it to this day: is comparison breeds misery. And when we see people have things that we don't have, you know, and it's like, well, I work just as hard as they do, or you know, or how'd they get that, you know? And people do, you know, when we do that, it's like it puts us in a bad place sometimes. You know, I remember years ago, I had when I was younger, I was in sales and I struggled. You know, I was with Jennifer still, and you know, I mean, I had buddies that were young professionals just making big bank, and I'm like, man, you know, I'm barely getting by, you know, in my situation with, you know, and paying for private school and doing all this stuff, and just I've had nothing. And I remember they'd go on nice expensive vacations. I never went on a vacation. They'd go, hey, you want to go? We're going to go on a cruise. Hey, we're going to go to the Bahamas. Hey, we're going to go to Vegas. Remember all the guys going to Vegas? I'm like, I can't afford to go to Vegas. I don't have the money. And, you know, I'm like, and I'm in my early 20s, and I'm like, I'm missing out on everything. You know, I felt like I was, and I remember having pity parties and, you know, God, why? You know, God, this ain't fair. God, this, God, that, you know. I'm like, God, I'm a Christian, and they're not. They don't serve you. They don't, you know, they don't believe like I do, and da-da-da-da. How come they're getting blessed, and I'm not, you know? I do this. How come I don't get blessed? And I would get upset and frustrated, you know, but then I try not to focus on it too much. And, yeah, I mean, we do that.
Yeah, I mean it's super easy to do. I mean, I'm 50,
I
and it's still, it still happens. Like, most people know I lost my job in January because I'm an American, and and I don't make very much money here, and so it's been a struggle. I mean, we literally struggle to put food on the table and keep the water and the electric on. I mean, and everything else, there's no extra. But I'm thankful that I got a healthy family, and I'm thankful that I got people that are around and surround us and that we love, and I know that you got to realize. Here's the thing: is we put so much focus on what we have here, and we just got to remember it's temporary anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna be here. We're not gonna be here forever. And eventually we will
don't have the promise of tomorrow.
And eventually we'll have everything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be much better on the other side. We're just scared.
Yeah. No, it's going to be way better on the other side. Yeah. I mean, not better. I don't even think you
It's
can.
not even a question.
I don't think you can make a statement that can justly describe it. Because we don't even know.
Well, you and I were texting earlier today, and I told you when I felt myself leaving my body, it felt great.
You probably ought to. That sounds weird. You should explain
a near-death
what you think
experience.
happened.
The
Yeah.
near-death experience. I had a near-death experience, and I could, I saw my daughter Jade. So here's the story. My daughter was about 2 years old, my youngest, and she was scared at night, and I was laying down with her. And I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I remember falling asleep, and then something weird was happening to me in my sleep, and I felt myself getting up, but I physically wasn't getting up. And I remember looking down. I was like, am I dreaming? I thought I was dreaming at first. And I thought, in my dream, I'm getting up and I'm going to go to the bathroom or something. And then I saw Jade, but then I was fully aware. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I can't wake up. I couldn't wake up. And I tried to wake up, and I felt myself lifting up out of my body. I never saw myself. And then I realized, I'm like, I think I'm dying. Like, it hit me. Am I dying? And there's Jade, and I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, peace and calm came over me, and I had like a mind dump. Like, all this knowledge entered my head, because I want to know things. As humans, we're curious. We want to know the mysteries of heaven and life. And for whatever reason, I still remember to this day saying to myself, and it's been 11 years ago, I said, that's why. That's the only thing I remember, because I was excited about having all this knowledge. But then when I saw my daughter Jade laying there as a baby, I thought, hold on, wait, I don't want to leave yet. I remember getting this knowledge, saying that's why. And then I looked back down and saw her. I was like, hold on, I don't want to go yet. Jesus, help me open I started saying, Jesus, help me open my eyes. Jesus, please let me open my eyes. Jesus, let me open my eyes. I don't want to leave my family yet. And I fought, and I remember fighting hard to open my eyes, and I couldn't. Finally, I did. And when I opened my eyes, I took the deepest breath I've ever taken in my life. And I went, and then I walked downstairs to the kitchen, and I couldn't think straight, man. I was delirious. I was like kind of, but I knew to check my sugar. My sugar was 20. And people die when your sugar's that low. Kevin Gray's dad, had a massive heart attack. His sugar was 25 when they tested him, and he died. And he was 25, and I was 20. And I remember checking my sugar. It was 20. Karen come running downstairs. She heard me making all this racket. And I'm literally pouring a whole jug of orange juice down my throat. It's coming all down me. I'm taking a bath in orange juice, crying, scared to death, trying to get sugar in my system. And, But it felt good. And you're fully aware. Like, when you're dying, you're fully consciously, your soul, spirit, it's completely aware of your surroundings and everything, and you see things. Like, I saw Jade. I saw Jade laying there, and I knew I was going to heaven. Like, I had that I knew. I was like, I'm going to heaven. I'm dying. I'm going to heaven.
There was a doctor on Fox today. I seen it today on YouTube,
but I didn't get to remember anything.
Yeah.
But
listen, he talked about, for years he's dealt with a bunch of near-death experiences with people, and so he went on he's researched it and done went and interviewed and talked to all these people that have done it, and he said it's shocking. Everybody, same experience. Everybody talks about peace, and these are all Christians, either peace and God or knowing that they need God when they come back, right? Pretty much saying, hey, God exists.
Oh,
and that when we die, we immediately, everybody's account is that they a lot of them see themselves. A lot of them.
And I never saw me. I just saw
come-
Jade.
They come. Well, a lot of them see things. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
The people,
yeah.
the
Yeah, it
room.
oh, yeah.
Whatever.
I think if I would have seen me, I would have freaked out.
Do you remember this story? I mean, I wish I could find it because this is a true story. There was I think it was a little girl. It might have been a little boy, and it might even have been a woman. So I'm starting off with a bang here on facts, right? But anyway, this person had died. They were clinically dead. They were working on them, trying to get them back up. And I think it was a little kid. The little kid came back and started saying, "Oh, this is the nurse that was doing this. This was the doctor that was doing this." And they're like, they were dead. There's no way.
In the other room.
And then they started describing things that was actually like up the room up above them or something. And then apparently the kid or whoever it was told the doctor, "Man, there's a really nice pair of shoes on the roof." And so the doctor went up there.
Yes, I've heard that.
And there was a pair of shoes that
Yeah.
someone had left on the roof. Yeah. So
I didn't get out of my house.
yeah. Well, good. You
I
didn't-
just,
you
I
didn't go
literally
too
saw
far.
Jade, and I thought I was dreaming at first, and then I realized I wasn't.
And Jade was a baby that's been that long ago?
Yeah, she was 2.
Well, was she 13?
Yeah, she was 13.
Why did you think about that?
What?
I said she 13 and you had
Yeah.
to think about it. Jade,
Yeah, she said,
baby.
because it's still weird.
Uncle
to be
Brian
13.
knew how old you were.
No, it's just weird that she's 13.
Yeah, I know. It's super weird.
I still think of her as a baby.
Well,
And
I
she
know.
still is. She
yeah,
still is.
Yeah, she's just your baby.
I think anytime we have an experience with God and we know that it was God in our heart, that it's going to stick with us. It's going to make us to remember. I remember several times where I've had experiences with God. I was in church one day and I saw angels all around the church, and I was freaking out. Nothing came of it except I just seen the angels around around the inside of the building there.
And you thought you were dying?
No,
Oh.
but
It
I
was just
said
an experience.
You've had that
Yeah,
experience,
yeah.
and still yet that's just as strong today as it was the day that it
You know what I
happened.
think it is? I think I've told this story before, but there was one time, and I can't believe she did this because she never would. So it must have been a bad situation, just real quick. But Laura left all the boys in the car while she ran in a gas station.
Yeah, that was cool.
And they got and they were real scared. They were scared, and all of them individually, if you split them in the other room, all of them said Jesus was in the car with them and told them everything was going to be okay. All 3 boys. And you could talk to them
I remember
separately,
that.
and they would tell you, "Yeah, Jesus was in the car." And I know for a fact that all 3 of my boys, I guarantee you, they've never forgot that. And I can bring it up every once in a while. They'll be like, "Yeah, I remember that." You know,
God don't let you forget
yeah.
that stuff.
And I look at all of my boys are you know, one's not real churchy, but
he knows.
he's very
But,
faithful.
yeah,
He's
you
very
can-
very
you
much.
can tell he
yeah.
loves God.
Yeah.
Well, just like my God experience, in the closet where I saw the angel and the vision and all that, that's as clear in my mind today as I'm looking at you. Like, as clear.
Yeah. Man, you just pumped the brakes after saying that. We had some dead air there. It was silent. I thought you were going to keep talking.
No, that was just a
no,
deep
no,
thought.
yeah, no, man. It is. What we do, we remember. So anything that has deep, what do you remember in life? The things that have impact. So I mean, think about it. I'm 50 years old, and my youngest child is 21. There are tons of stuff about their childhood, things that I don't remember because because time goes on, life goes on. But all of the impactful things in their life and the lives of my family, I remember clearly. Even the bad things. Like I'll tell you one time, I'll never forget, man. Trevor was just being a big brother, and he threw a water balloon at Sam. And Sam, it was when they were little, and I was real protective over Sam back then. And man, I got mad, and so I threw one back at him and it hit him in the face, Trevor. And dude,
man.
Trevor was probably 12. He's 25. And I still, like, when I think about that,
You feel bad.
I feel broken, awful about it. I hate that I just brought it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But seriously, that impacted me. I never did something like that again.
Right.
Last time that broke me of that. I stopped, I was like, I'm not going to be like my dad and abuse my kids.
Hey, I never owned a paddle with holes in it.
Me neither, man. No way. Honestly.
Never whooped my kid with the belt.
Hey, straight up, man. Trevor and Travis, I don't think, outside of being very little and getting like little swats, have never been spanked. and Sam's probably been spanked twice. I've never had to. For one thing, they're so good and they listen, and they were scared of me. But man, I got whooped every day. I bet I had 500 whoopings as a kid.
I bet
Mike.
I bet if you had a kid like I did, you'd have beat him every
Your,
day.
I probably
your,
would've.
your torture was watching me get it first.
And I just think times are different too. Spanking was just the way back then, and I'm not. I still think it's the way.
The boomers,
yeah,
man.
I still
Well,
think
the Bible tells you, spare the
spoil
rod,
the-
spoil
yeah,
the
that's right,
child.
man.
I mean, it's
I
biblical.
definitely think. Yeah, I definitely
That's
think
why the
children
schools whooped back
yeah,
then, spanked.
children need to be corrected. Now I do think
Schools
this.
were more biblical.
I
back
believe correction is meant for the behind, not for the face,
Yes.
not for the body, not for anything else.
100%.
You know, it's meant for the behind. The God, you know, it's meant for the behind.
Spank the butt.
Yeah, you are not going to hurt a child by hitting their butt. But there are some parents that go overboard, and those parents need to be dealt with. You know,
I got beat with a belt.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
seriously beat. Like
Yeah.
held up against a tree and beat with a belt.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had that
Yeah.
treatment
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Switches.
Switches, I'd wear you out with the switch.
Yeah, we got tore up with switches.
When I got
Thank
15 or
grandma.
16, you made me go out in the garage.
Yeah, because you wouldn't listen to me. I was going to whoop you that day.
You did several times. Took me out there
But we're thankful. Thankful.
until you know
For
what
the
I'm,
memories.
hey, you know what I'll never forget, and I'm gonna wrap this around. This was Jesus teaching Papa a lesson. I'll never forget when I was about 17, and it was like my birthday. And for some reason, the boxing gloves are out in the backyard, and I wore that old Joker's head out. Remember that? I
Oh,
wore
yeah,
your
yeah,
head out.
yeah.
We
I
did.
still
So
hurt.
the neighborhood boys would all come over. We had boxing gloves, several sets.
Oh, we had a boxing league,
and we would
baby.
we would just box in our yard, in our backyard, in the garage. I mean, we boxed all the time.
That's probably why we learned. Honestly, man, I think that is why I was always able to take a punch. I'd been being punched our whole life.
I mean, we would box Dad. Remember when we were little or small?
Now let me
we would have we would have one glove each, and he would have one, and we would box him together.
let
We'd
me
take
say
him on
this:
together.
I was 17, and I was pretty tough, and I was getting big. But after I wore his head out for a while, he old man strengthened me and grabbed me and threw me up against the garage and almost killed me. So he ended up winning the fight, but but I wore that old head out for a little bit before he got a hold of me.
My head went like this.
He said, "Oh, Dad would have been younger than we are now. He'd have been in his 40s."
Oh yeah. But I had when he threw me into the wall, I knew his head had had enough. I was merciful to him. I knew he couldn't really hurt me.
Were
at
you
that point.
submissive?
Yeah, I kind of let him do that. I remember when he threw me up against the garage, I was like, "Oh, here it comes," and I just covered up and let him start punching. I knew he only had
And
3
we're
or 4 in
thankful.
him.
We're thankful for those memories.
I
Producer
love
Rick.
I love those memories. Let me say
Yeah,
this:
they're good.
I'm thankful that I got spanked.
And our
I'm thankful
kids,
that I got-
and our your boys and Mikey and Jay, they love to hear all the stories.
Yeah, I tell
Just
people,
like we love to hear all their
I
stories.
tell people all the time. They're like, "Your dad whoops you like that?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's one of my best buddies now.
Yeah.
He's my, I love my.
He
I'm
never
like,
really
I think-
abused us. He just spanked us good.
That's
well,
the difference between what you got and what I got.
yeah.
Mine wasn't just for discipline; it was out of anger and hate.
I got a few.
Oh, no,
Rick,
we-
I never got one out of hate, but I got a few out of anger.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think the man hates me now, but he didn't do it to discipline me.
Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. That sucks.
I
That's
started
cool.
to do it to my son Nicholas. I whooped him once with a belt, and I just flashbacked on it.
And you're
I'm
like, nope.
this is never happening again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He still got spanked,
Yeah.
but not with a belt.
Yeah.
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 See, we got.
When I was 17, me and my brother, my sidekick Jimbo,
Big Jim.
little Jim,
Imagine that.
we went out and got drunk, and we came home. Dad put us to bed. At 6 o'clock that morning, he jerked us both out of the bed. He took his belt off, and me and him ran around in circles. And I was hollering, "Oh, Dad, please don't hit me no more. Please don't hit me no more." That's the worst whooping I ever got in my life.
Well, I remember a couple. So the one thing is, I will say we got a belt early on, but once you got the paddle, we always got paddled.
We got paddled.
But we also got
Uncle Wesley gave him the paddle.
we got hallway chokes, and I remember he would grab me and like put me up against the wall because I had done something, and like I would be mad because he just body slammed me on the wall, and he would get mad and hit me because of the way I was looking at him.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, you want to look mad? Whop!" You remember that? I remember that time he pinned you on the wall because you told Mom to shut up or something.
Oh yeah. I was 14.
Yeah.
He looked at me. He goes. He slammed me. He I walked in from work or school. No, I was 14, so I walked in from school, and I just was tired, and not in a good, and she was yelling at me, which is, and I said, just shut up. And I've never told her to shut up. Never told her to shut up after that again, because the next thing I know, Dad had me by the throat up against the wall, and he goes, that is your mother and that is my wife. And he said, you will never disrespect her. He goes, no man talks to my wife that way. He said, if you ever disrespect her like that again, I'll beat you like a man. Yeah. He said, go to your room. And I said, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You learn. The Pastor Huggy Bear here.
He just let you know, don't you tell your mother to shut up.
But that's what I'm saying though. And even that, I mean,
he didn't hurt me. He never beat me.
No, we were.
That was blacked our eyes or anything stupid.
That was discipline.
Yeah, that's how they. I mean, that was back in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, it was dealing with consequences, man.
Yeah.
The world would be different if people had to deal with the consequences of their actions, especially children, man. Because here's what they got to learn: when you're adults, we have to deal with consequences.
Yeah.
If we do something against the law,
like you and I, like
we deal something.
We knew if we were bad, we had consequences.
Yeah.
I can tell you, after my last beating, I just never got caught again.
Yeah, that's true. That's the one thing that I would do too. I would try not to get caught.
But Dad and Mom had eyes everywhere on Brian.
You know what? Honestly, though, I'll tell you, man. When I got 17, 18, 19 years old, he stopped. He changed into more of a, I'll never forget, man. We lived at those apartments over there, those nice ones. I'm not going to say the name of them, but over there with the big lake behind it. You never lived there because you were off, I think. You might have. Man, the big ones behind, like.
Of Covert?
No.
Oh, the one behind.
Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
Okay. I'll never forget, man.
Yeah, that was a nice apartment.
I did a lot of stupid stuff there because I was at a really stupid age then. Grandma Hattie had just died. And I come home buttered, like super drunk. And Dad came down the stairs, and I remember thinking I was going to get killed. And he was like, shut up and go to sleep before your mom wakes up. And then he walked back up the steps. In fact, you never touched me again after that. You always were more like, okay, you're stupid, But it was to the point, I think, where he was like,
he's like, they're old enough, they got to learn on their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like that one time he took me outside and he goes, Chad, he goes, I've taught you right. He said, you're at the age of accountability. He said, I've taught you right from wrong to the best of my ability. He said, I can't take you to heaven. Only Jesus can. You got to get there yourself with Jesus.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, man. That's right. We can't take our kids. We can't take our
you to
family.
Heaven.
We can't take our spouses.
Because I came home, I guess drunk. I don't remember. I did something that upset him, and he took me out in the garage and says, I can't take you to heaven. You got to get there yourself.
You used to always show up beat up. Remember when you come? Remember he come home and be beat up
one time.
Like what?
One time, I was out with. I'll tell the story. I went out with Frank and Jeff Hancock, Frank Jung and Jeff Hancock, and we were.
But dude, you were a name dropper online, man.
Oh, they don't care. They'll think it's funny. Man, that was 30-something years ago.
I know.
It's old stories, man. But yeah, we were coming back, and we went to a party out at USI, and I remember we got a fifth of a big old thing of Papa Bob vodka, and something else I don't remember, and we drank it all.
Goodness.
And Frank had a Porsche 924 with a sunroof that the whole thing would come back, and you could literally stand up in it. And I remember driving to this USI party. I remember getting out of the car and walking up. I remember nothing after that. I remember talking to a few people. I don't remember leaving the party. I'd never been like that before. I don't remember leaving the party. The only thing I remember was waking up to Mom yelling at me, saying, "What happened to you?" She goes, you're filthy. You've got puke all over you. She goes, where's your car?
You were bloody and bruised up too or something.
Not really. I had blood on my shirt, but I wasn't bloody.
You had definitely been assaulted.
Somebody hit me, but it didn't. I don't know. I didn't, but I wasn't bruised up because I went to work that night. Anyways, so I guess what had happened, I didn't know where my car was. I didn't know what happened to me. Mom was yelling, freaking out. Then I start worrying. I'm like, where's my Camaro? What happened? What is going on? Had no clue. Had no recollection of it. First time I ever had a black.
Where was your car?
I called Frank Jung, and we didn't have cell phones back then. Thank God he was home. He goes, Chad. He goes, dude. He goes, your car's at my house. I drove you home, and Jeff carried you to the door. He took you inside, put you in your room, and then left. Sound familiar? And then
Yeah, I used to carry you
did that
upstairs and
before.
everything.
Yeah, Sugar Mill.
Yeah.
And, anyways, we went to that party. I was talking to some girl. He said, you were flirting with a girl, talking to a girl. She had a boyfriend, and his brother, the guy's brother, he said he tapped you on your shoulder, and when you turned around, he punched you. And he said you fell down laughing. He said you were laying on the ground pointing at him, just laughing at him. And he said you couldn't stand up. He said Jeff punked the guy out. I helped you get up, and then Jeff and I took you to the car and drove you home. He said, he said the guy sucker punched you. But the thing is, I never got in very many fights when I was younger. I got along with pretty much everybody. I didn't never get in that many fights.
Now you may be wondering out there, what does this got to do with Jesus? But here's why.
We're here today because of Jesus.
If
We're
God-
alive today because of Jesus.
If God can save us, then He can save anybody.
He can save you.
And He will.
Amen.
We get off on
we're-
these tangents, but
we're
we're just,
not-
if you want to know about your pastors and our stupid past, listen to the podcast.
But I do want to make a point to say we're not proud of those times.
not at all.
But they did happen, and they're it's our past that teaches. We learn if you don't learn from your past, then you're not going to learn from much. The best way to learn, to be honest, is from your past. So, but. And we're speaking, we're supposed to be speaking about, and we've kind of got off topic, but we're supposed to be talking about how we're always grateful. And it really circles back around because I'm really grateful that God chose to show us mercy all of those years. I look at some of the things that I've been through, and there's probably no way that I should have escaped some of those situations that I've been in.
Yes.
I mean, believe it or not, I've been around when guns are popping off. I've been in vehicles that I have no idea how I got out of. I've been in massive brawls and fights that have, been several against one. I've been hit with things that probably could have killed me if they hit me in the wrong spot. And I'm still here. I'm still healthy. And the only way that's possible is
God's protection.
Is God's protection, man. It doesn't make any. I'm going to tell you a story. This is one of the things I told you. We remember the things we're grateful for. I was driving with my twins in the car. They were babies, and my oldest son Matthew in the car. We had went to a party that was for Matthew's basketball team. You know how like teams have like team parties and here's the sad thing is here's what I found out, and I always took part in them too, was you have adults have parties for these kids, and to be honest, they're just having the party so they can have a party and drink and do all that stuff, and that's what we did. And we had drank that night, and it was when Lynch Road was real new, and the corner of Green River and Lynch, there was nothing out there until remember when North Green past Lynch was just fields until you got out to that big neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah, because Chris Felbish would drag race.
I'm telling you, I was drinking, and I ran the red light at coming south. I was going south on Green River Road, and I ran the red light at Green and Lynch. To this day, I promise you, a car went through us. I promise you. We felt it rock and everything. I looked out, and the headlights were right here. Like I seen the headlights, and then I just felt, whoosh, and we kept driving.
Well, it's just that's God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Supernatural.
I'm telling you, man.
We've got good. I mean, we've seen God in the
people
supernatural.
And I guess I say that to make the point of it's easy to forget things we have to be thankful for. Like, yeah, you might have a little pain right now, but if you look back at what, everything God's done, that's why I love, and that's why I always bring it up, and I probably say it too much, But that's why I love the story of David. When David was talking to the king about going to face Goliath, he said, look, man, a lion come to kill me and I killed it because God helped me. A bear come to get me and God delivered me from that. And if God will deliver me from those things, he'll deliver me from this giant, right? Yeah. He knew. So see, what should happen is our past in those times where God has rescued us, saved us, helped us, that should give us confidence like it did David. Mm-hmm. But yet so many of us look back on stuff and, man, we just forget about it.
Yeah.
And the next time we're in trouble or whatever, here we are again. Oh, woe is me. I'm pitiful. I'm gonna die. Nothing's gonna help me. But I think one of the I'll say this. This is what I think. This is the point for tonight. Is when you're feeling, like we said, you can be thankful without feeling thankful. Mm-hmm. When you're not feeling thankful, think about everything God's done for you in the past, because that's what gives you the hope, right? And that's where your faith should come from. You have faith in Jesus, and the reason he does things for us is so that we will have that faith, right?
An attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, man. It's thanking him for, whether it be protection or whatever. I mean, he's just done so much, not just protection, the love that he allows us to feel with our families, the way that he provides when it doesn't make sense, right? When, I don't know about you, but there's been situations where I've been in where it didn't make sense that I had the resources to get something done that had to be done, but yet all of a sudden the resources are there.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
That's because it's God,
Yeah.
I remember, and I say this a lot too, and the reason I say it is because of myself. I remember when I was doing really well at one point in my life. I had a great job. I had come out of college. I wasn't in ministry yet. I had gone into a field that I loved. And I caught a couple really good jobs, and I was doing really well, man. And I literally remember thinking, oh, look at what my hard work got. I mean, my hard work did get me that. The hard work helped. But I remember thinking, being so proud of myself for what I had done. And I'll never do that again, because I realize now that every good gift that I have isn't because I'm smart, isn't because I've got it myself. It's because God allowed me to have it.
Yeah.
It's because God seemed fit to give it to me.
Yeah.
And so that's why, just so all you guys out there know that's listening, when preachers are preaching to you,
a
lot of times they're preaching to themselves, and they're
100%.
We draw on the experiences that God has given us in life.
And sometimes we have to have that reminder.
Oh, yeah, I think we need it all the time, man.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Look at, I love the story of Joseph too, man. Everything bad, the worst things that you could imagine happened to Joseph. Mm-hmm. And so you would think the mentality of Joseph would be, God, why are you allowing this to happen? God, why me? God, but it never was. And instead, he was faithful. And in those bad situations, God used everything that seemed terrible to promote him over everybody in a country, the most powerful country in the world. Joseph was over everybody except the Pharaoh.
But what Joseph never did, Joseph never blamed God.
No.
He never got mad at God. And so many people, Christians, when they're going through a hard time, when they're going through the valley, they blame God.
And he never questioned God.
No.
Ever.
I've blamed God.
I have too.
I've been mad at God. Yeah. I've questioned God. And I don't even think there's nothing wrong. Well,
and Mom used to sing a song. He's the God in the valley, and he's the God on the mountaintop.
And I want to say this, because a lot of people feel it. Listen, it's not good, but God understands when you get frustrated and upset, and you can't. Now, I will say this: I do think it's okay to be upset and angry at things, and you think you're angry at God. Usually, you're not really angry at God. You're just angry at the situation. And I think sometimes, it's okay to. It's not okay, but it's human to lose faith. But I do not think we should blame God.
No,
because if we're Christian at all, we know that God does not produce evil. God does not produce bad. And if you really think God put you in this situation, then what we should do, again, preaching to myself, what we should do is say, God, if you put me in this situation, you must have something good planned. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's what Joseph did.
Yeah.
If you wake up every day, God's not done with you.
If we ain't dead, God's not done.
Amen.
Period. And if it ain't good, God's not done.
I thank God every day. I said, God, I thank you for waking me up and allowing me to breathe your good air.
And for my amazing youngest son.
And for my, well, yeah, Lord, you heard that.
Yeah, Lord, you heard that. That's how I'm going to start doing my meal plans. I'm going to listen for other people to pray and say, Lord, you heard that. That's awesome. But man, seriously, if being thankful, having like an attitude of gratitude, it's deliberate. It's not going to happen on its own.
You got to make it happen.
Gotta make
You
the
gotta
choice
make it
to
happen.
feel that way, right? Like some people are like, I can't help how I feel. Yeah, you can.
But that's also speaking faith.
Yeah, but I want people to know they can help how they feel.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
that's all about the way you choose to look at something, right? Like I said, something can happen and I can look at it as, oh my goodness, God, why do you hate me? Or I can say, oh wow, God, what are you going to do amazing out of this situation, right? I have the choice to say that and for that to be my outlook. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to feel pain along the road, but think about it. Most of the things that we do good to accomplish something comes with pain. Think about professional athletes. You know how they got to be professional athletes? They went through a lot of pain. They trained, they struggled, they fought their way, through it. Same way with businessmen.
Sacrifice.
You've got to, if you think that you're going to get through life with no pain, man, that's such a disappointment. And I think maybe that's it. Is a lot of us expect God not to allow us to go through pain, but that's not the way it is, and it never was promised or anything.
Here's the thing: if you trust God to see you through it, He's going to give you a testimony.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
always setting us up for your testimony.
Absolutely.
Always setting us up for a
I
testimony.
mean, everything should be like
And
I said.
why is that, Brian? Tell him why it is.
Because we overcome them by the
enemy.
blood. Yeah, the enemy. Yeah, by
By
the blood of the Lamb and the word of our
words of our
testimony.
testimony.
Right. Yeah.
God is always setting you up for a
and
testimony.
it goes right. And I love the way the Bible works. So that's Revelation 12:1. It's Revelation.
Yeah.
And it's 12, I think. But right back to the story that we were just talking about, David. How do you overcome the giant? The word of his testimony.
Yeah.
The Lord delivered me from the bear, delivered me from the lion.
Yeah.
Watch this.
He spoke his faith.
Watch this.
He spoke his faith.
Went out there, caught him. Have you ever watched The House of David yet?
No.
Man, y'all need to do that, man. Y'all need to watch it.
I think I've got halfway through.
Like I said, they took some creative liberties, but man, I think
I
if
just haven't
if
had a
you
chance.
watch it from the point, like the standpoint we are, where we know the story so well, that's okay because you know you got to have. Hey, every story's got to have what? Beginning, middle, and end. You got to have some filler in there, right? And that's what they're doing. But man, it's really good. It's not long.
Is it an hour each?
I think they're hour-long episodes, and I think there's like 8, and it's only from the time.
Is it
It's
done?
pretty much the huh?
Is it done?
Oh yeah. It was only a one-shot deal.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And
Oh, because The Chosen's still going. I didn't know if the House of David was still going. If they took it to
No.
Bathsheba and all
No,
that
the
stuff.
Chosen.
The Chosen will end.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But
I'm excited about
in
Mel
the-
Gibson's new movie.
So listen. What's it called?
The Resurrection.
Okay. Is what we just say the other one's called? The Chosen.
Chosen.
Has the resurrection happened yet in the Chosen?
I'm not caught up on it.
I'm not either.
Yeah,
Is the
yeah, I have-
crucifixion even happened in the?
I don't think so.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
caught
so.
up on
I
it.
think that he's just now going in, like he's rode in on the donkey. I don't think anything's.
Okay. You know what the
We haven't
last
got past the supper.
Nothing
yet.
bad's happened.
the
to
last episode I watched was
I might be
the
wrong.
woman at the well.
That's about where I am too. The
Okay.
Good Samaritan.
Yep.
Or
The-
sorry,
the-
the lady at the well.
The Samaritan lady.
Yeah,
You're right.
Samaritan
You're on
lady.
track.
Yep.
Yep. So I don't know why me and Laura just have not been able to. And you know what? Shame on me. I'll tell on myself. We watch everything else. We watch Tulsa King, my favorite show. We watched Landman. I ain't caught the new one yet. It just come back out yesterday. One
It's
of my
good.
other favorite shows.
It was good.
We watch all these shows, and then we need to watch The Chosen. The good, about Jesus, man. We need to watch it. We're
It's
gonna
my
do that.
wife's fault.
Do you
I'm gonna
remember?
go ahead and say it, everybody. Stephanie, you watching? It's your fault.
No, well, Laura, you
Hey,
watching?
but-
It's
but-
my fault.
There was
my
another. There was another. Not that long ago, probably 2012, 2000, and it was a Jesus series like The Chosen, and it went for a little while, and it was really good.
You know what? I
Is
might have
that the Crown?
I might have just seen a clip of that while ago.
It was so good, and the
And-
guy that played Jesus was really good.
Yeah, I think I might have just seen that earlier. Not the movie, but a clip of it. Because there was this clip up, and I thought it was The Chosen, and it wasn't. And it looked like something like that. But I could tell it was a few years ago or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, and man, it was good, and it took it all the way through. And then they did a full, the lady and her husband that played Touched by an Angel, they did a whole Bible series, a whole Bible.
Yeah, that was
movie.
great. That was
Yeah.
called the Holy Bible.
Yeah, the Holy Bible.
Yeah. And they did a Ten Commandments one, didn't they?
I don't know.
I think they did the Ten Commandments. I think they did the Ten Commandments and then rolled it into the Holy Bible because it did so well.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Mark Burnett, man. The guy who he's a real big faithful Christian, and he's the guy that created the show Survivor, right?
Okay.
And his wife is Roma Downey, which
Yeah.
is who played her
Touched
on
by an
Touched
Angel.
by an Angel.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're both big.
I need to show my girls that show.
You know who? And Touched by an Angel. You know who that was? You know who? I think Touched by an Angel was produced and created by Michael Landon.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Yep.
Yeah. So, and Michael
Well-
Landon was a big faithful Christian.
He was in it, was he not?
Well, no, he was in the one called that was Mom's favorite show. Remember that show? where
Touched
he-
by an Angel.
No.
Oh,
I thought it was Touched by an Angel too, but
no, Touched by an Angel was
Roma Downey,
Downey.
and Bert, what's her name? The big black lady's awesome. Delta Burks.
Delta Burks.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the one Michael Landon was in was
Little
Highway to
House on-
Heaven.
Highway to Heaven. Yeah, that was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. That show was all. That was.
I watched that. We watched that at Grandma's. Do
We
you
watched
remember?
that at Martha's.
And Grandma's.
Martha loved that show. My mama loved that show, dude.
Yeah.
As in fact, because it was good, because it had Michael Landon, Paul, and it had the other dude from
The
Little
rough
House
guy.
on the Prairie, the big awesome funny guy, man, with the beard.
Maura Olson, the football player.
Yeah, no. I do remember who Merle Olsen is.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about was it Isaiah? Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah from Little House on the Prairie, the guy that always sang the song about brushing his teeth with a wagon wheel, had a toothache in his heel. That guy right there. You ever, but anyway, I remember that, and them two were so good together. He drove the car.
Yeah.
And Michael Landon would.
Yeah.
Well, in the beginning, he wanted to whoop him. He tried to fight him because he thought Michael Landon. It's so funny.
Oh, you know what? I remember this.
I seen episode 1 last year. I remember it. It was on something, YouTube or something. I was like, episode 1 of Highway to Heaven. I'm watching that, and I watched it, and I brought back all these memories. But I never watched episode 2 or 3. I need to go back and watch the whole thing.
And that was a great show. And Touched by an Angel was a great show. Those are both two good shows.
Yeah.
And I may be wrong, but I still think Michael Landon had something to do with Touched by an Angel too. For some
Dr.
reason.
Quinn was a good one.
Yeah, Dr. Quinn, Medicine
They
Woman.
don't make them like that anymore, man.
They don't. No, people don't watch it because wholesomeness has gone away.
I know it's sad.
You know, man. They everything is crazy. Man, we went to an arcade the other night with Mikey, and dude, you should have seen the people coming in there.
I was going to, when we get together tomorrow night for TPC,
Uh-huh.
I was going to suggest we never go back there.
Oh my gosh,
What was it?
people dressed like cats and clowns. They were clowns, I think.
There were clowns.
They identified as clowns.
What?
Dude, it's crazy.
At an arcade?
At an arcade.
Where?
Down on the walkway. What's it called? High Score. Yeah.
They dress
Dude,
like they're called furries or whatever.
they were. I guess they were those. Yeah.
and clowns.
There were some clowns too,
Oh my gosh, man!
and they're like it wasn't nothing. Like it was a
See,
regular
when I was younger, when I worked at Schnucks, they said if you work past midnight, this is back in the late '80s, '90. They said,
the freaks come
after
out
midnight,
at night.
and they did, but they would dress
That's
like
Herbie Hancock, wasn't it?
But a lot of them would dress. Goth wasn't even a thing yet. But they would dress in trench coats and they would dress like the Lost Boys.
Well, that was goth. It just starting it.
Yeah. It wasn't called goth yet. And
I said Herbie. I think it was Houdini.
Was it Houdini?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
but weird people
freaks
did
come
would
out
come
at
into
night.
Schnucks because Schnucks on Washington Avenue was 24/7 back then, man. And they would come in late and they were different.
Oh, Schnucks. Man,
Schnucks.
they're still kicking. I used to think they were just a local grocery store in Evansville.
St.
but
Louis.
St. Louis, yeah.
St. Louis.
Is that where they're based out of, St. Louis?
Yeah,
And
they're
then they
based out of
just
St. Louis.
Yeah, that's your home base.
are they only from St. Louis to like here? I've never seen
I
them.
mean,
work-
they're corporate. All
they're,
that St.
they're
Louis.
big in the South.
the only places I've ever seen a Schnucks is on the way to St. Louis and in Evansville.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Like I've never seen one in another place. Like you go to Florida, what do you see? Publix, stores like that.
Yeah.
Hey, here's one thing I almost freaked out about the other day. Here's how little it takes to excite me. Is we were driving for some reason. I think we were down by Heidelbach or something. Anyway, we were on Heidelbach, and we were driving to the retreat, and so it wasn't Heidelbach. I took Fulton out north to get on Diamond.
Oh.
And on Fulton, like down in the hood part, there's a Valero gas station. I've never seen a Valero anywhere but like Texas. A few in Florida, but like Texas, dude, every gas station's Valero. Like 9 out of 10 gas stations is a Valero. And so it's funny that there's just one dotted Valero right there.
Did you get gas there?
No, I didn't say it was a nice looking Valero. A little janky.
It's probably not even like the
Is it
real
where the
copyright.
big
They just
Brian? Is it
named
where
that.
did it used to be a Bigfoot that sold combos?
Yeah, no. You know what's funny though? Guess what I bought for a snack on the way to the retreat? Combos, baby.
When we go to Florida, I'll get combos and jerky.
Yeah. No, that's
Meat sticks.
That's what I got. I had
Combos
Slim
and
Jims and
Slim Jim,
combos.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might be brothers. But it was the retreat. We can talk about that. That was really fun, man. We had a good time, man. It was really good.
Yeah, had a great turnout. Good food. Good people. You know,
It was,
I mean,
man.
it was.
Good fellowship.
I'm
with
thankful
people.
that our church can do that every year.
Yeah,
You know,
man, it was
we're able
awesome.
that we got a big enough turnout to be able to have something nice.
Those are really good. You're
I still have not been able to rent a golf cart. I got to rent a golf cart. Next year, I'm renting a golf cart.
you went there a whole day early.
Didn't get there till late.
Well, okay, but the next morning you should have got one roll around. We got one as soon as we get there, man. That's what we do, man. I'm not going there without renting a golf cart. That's just part of the trip, man. It's so
Something
cool.
happened and we just didn't.
We rode that golf cart way back in the river bottoms, me and Lord, and then we hooked up with Matt, Morel, and Amy. And
How long
we
do they
rode
run? How long is the charge?
Dude, they're made to play. Do you ever played 18 holes of golf?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time, man.
I heard they're mostly like 12 hours. You get 12 hours. Right?
I don't know. I know we had plenty of battery when we took it back at dark. You got to have
Because you
back
get it for
at
4
dark.
hours, right?
Well, the lady told us, she's like, just have it back by dark.
Oh, that's cool.
And maybe that was because we were there with the group and it was bad.
What's
I
it
don't know.
cost? About $40.
$40. But if you don't rent one there, you can go down to that building right by the river. Did you even go down there?
No.
In the years you've been there, have you ever done anything but have you got off the property of the hotel?
Yes, I've walked around.
Well, if you walk straight down and past the roofless church,
Yeah.
the Wabash River's right there. And there's a big building and there's golf carts lined up all around that. So you can rent them from the city too, and they're $40 too.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So if they ever tell you that they're out of golf carts at New Harmony
Next year, you're going to wait for me, and we're going riding in golf carts.
Me and Lauren said we're going to go the extra day next year. We want to go the extra
yeah,
day.
and you're
Yeah, we'll rent golf carts and ride around. We really,
Yeah.
dude, we went all back in the. Look at Laura's pictures, man. We pulled right up on deer while just eating. They just look
Well,
at us.
like
They're not scared there.
No.
there's trails back there with
Yeah.
the heads and all that on that little lake, and
We rode. Well, the trails are back there in the river bottom. Back there in the like when we're back there, dude. The river's like right here. We're looking. We
Yeah.
could ride off into the river if we wanted to. You know,
Right.
the Wabash. Man, New Harmony's a cool place.
Oh, dude,
but
we
it's a
love it.
weird place, and you can even still feel the weirdness a little bit.
oh,
So do you
so
know?
you feel it?
Well, yeah. Do you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that?
yeah.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but and
They were into angel
Well,
worship, weren't they?
well they
Or something, some kind of religion.
Listen, communism was born in New Harmony, Indiana. Stalin, who started socialist Russia, right
Yeah.
over in Russia in communism, his hero was the guy who founded New Harmony. New Harmony was a utopian society.
Yes.
So they everything,
modeled it after
everything was
that?
shared. That's what I heard. That's what one of the people there told me this weekend. That I learned it this weekend. One of the people
Was it the antique shop, the record shop?
Oh no, I didn't do none of that. I didn't go in a shop. It was just some person. So, but
I know
I
it-
believe it because I know that's what they were. They're utopian. Utopia is a pretty word for socialism.
Yeah.
It's where everybody shares, everybody gets the same. Everybody, that
Like
capitalism.
Zootopia
Yeah,
programming the children.
except it's utopia. Is that exactly right? Go ahead, Dad.
I know-
Microphone.
I know at one time that if you was black, you better not drive through New Harmony.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of places like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The world was stupid. and some people are still stupid.
Yep.
But yeah, I
That's
know
sad.
I know that it was,
That's
but
sad.
it was created to be a utopian society, and I know the Roofless Church has something to do with that. You know what I mean? Because people will be like, "Oh, that's
There's
a
a
church."
lot
I'm
of
like, "That ain't no church."
No, there's a lot of symbolism. There's
yeah,
a lot of symbolism.
yeah.
there
If you
and
go
stuff.
down through there, and if you take the time to read like the marquees and stuff, you can read a lot of that in there, man.
Yeah.
Well, God, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real.
Oh, let me announce
fun.
something real quick.
Announcement.
We are offering a Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University hosted
yeah.
by Dean Grimes starting January 6th through March 6th. It's a 9-week course. It's $99. There's hope. So if you're interested,
Financially. If you have questions about that, you can email Pastor Chad at chad.detalent@therefugecc.org.
yes, and I'll forward you to Dean Grimes. Dean's teaching it. Dean's
Well,
teaching it.
like I said, it's been real fun.
We love you
fun,
guys.
real everything. We love y'all a whole lot. Man, it's nice to be back in here.
Thanksgiving's next
to get
week.
To you. Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes.
How? I don't know.
And it's going to be amazing. So as always, we're going to have the leader of the group, the founder, the OG, pray us out, and then after he's done, we will see you later. Don't forget, one more time, click subscribe, click like, click the notification bell, and give us a comment on the
And
video. Let us know
share.
what you think.
Share.
And share it out.
Don't forget, I'm the founding father.
I said you were the
He
I'm
is the
founding
founding
father.
father.
Somebody called you that this weekend, didn't they? He said you were the
No,
founding
he
father.
said he's at the
Oh, he
courthouse.
said
He
it.
told the courtroom,
Yeah.
"I'm the founding father." The guy laughed. He goes, "I guess you are."
Yeah. That's what
Well, he goes, "I guess you are."
we had to go get something. What was it? You getting
We had to
zoned?
get. We had to get the new property, 5 acres zoned, tax exempt through the church.
Yeah.
And you had to, if you walked up to the podium, you had to introduce yourself. And Dad followed me up there, and they go, "Who are you, sir?" And he goes, he gets in the mic like he does. And he goes, "I'm the founding father." and the guy goes, the guy starts chuckled and started laughing, and then everybody started giggling. And he goes, "I guess you are." He goes, and I said, "He's the founding pastor."
I had it in my mind to get up there and say, I was a founding pastor. And it just blurted out, I'm the founding
I'd
father.
have said, "Okay, George
Oh,
Washington."
they loved it. They loved it. They loved it.
Oh man. Well, we love you all, man.
Four scores and 7
We
years
will
ago.
see you next week. Pastor Gordon, pray us out.
Father God, today we thank you. We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to have this podcast, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for these silly guys that are here and helps us do it, Lord. We ask, God, your blessing upon each and every one of us. And, Lord, I pray that this podcast will reach out, touch many hearts and souls. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I love Dad's dance every time this song
He
plays.
does the mashed potato. Haley and Jade loves it when he starts doing the mashed